Hello again, it's John from Higher Junction. Welcome to the latest video. On this video we'll be discussing dropper wires and bus cable and the connecting them to power your track on your layout. Now in the previous video you saw me lay the Code 100 flexi track. That has now been completed, it's now done. The main circuit is complete, it's all complete circuit. I've weathered the track down that end because I had to do it because obviously I was mounting the back seam on the branch line, so I didn't want any paint overspray on the back seam. So that's all been sprayed, weathered, the flexi track, and the back seam has been mounted. We'll have a look at that in a little while. The track in the main station area, Malcolm has finished with putting that down. It's all pinned down and the holes have been pre-drilled for the point motors. So what I'll be doing in this video, I'll be drilling holes either side of the track and feeding dropper wires down, soldering them to the track, and then attaching to the bus wire what's running underneath the boards. Now you know from past discussions and my videos on this layout, as a bus wire, and this make you cringe, but I use household electrical cable, and this is only surplus to requirement because obviously we had storage heaters in this bungalow we moved in, and after the first winter in the spring we had gas central heating put in, so I had this abundance of cable, so I thought it'd be ideal as a temporary bus cable for the layout till I sort it out properly. And I was new to the game of DCC. 12 years, well 13 years later, it was still under the boards, but now I can tell you it's all been removed. So in this video you'll see me putting a new bus cable in, new dropper wires being put on the track, and you can see how to do it. And the thing is, if you're not confident with soldering or you haven't got a soldering iron, you don't need technically a soldering iron, because what you can do, you can buy Picoderm and other railway manufacturers. You can buy fish plates with the dropper wires attached, so you just, when you connect your track together, the dropper wire is ready soldered to the fish plate, and you can just drill holes on the board, drop it through. And underneath the boards you think, oh, I've got to solder to the bus wire. Well, I'll be showing you a way in a minute, but you do not need to solder your dropper wire to the bus cable. So what we'll do then in this video, we'll be powering up the track, and I'll show you how I do that. We'll have a quick overview first of the track, what it's been done, and the back scene, what I'm progressing on for the branch line. So let's have a look at the tracks, what's been laid, and then the back scene, and then we'll make a start on the dropper wires and the bus cable. So there's the up and down line. So there's your down line, there's your up line. We've got a track coming in here. As you can see, we've got a spur point there on a curve point, pick a long curve point, and that gives you on this one here, or actually we've got two, actually got one down there, so that brings you into this one, what comes into the platform. Then you go back out onto the up line. So it means you can have one train in the station, you can have one sitting there, and you can just have one going around the layout if you want, or have these two going around and one sitting there. This one here, you see you've got a curve point there again, and another curve point, pico curve point. So this one comes into a bay platform, as you can see, or a goods bay, and you can see there was a line off here on this point here. The reason is this will be coming down along here and down to where that goods shed is, and there'll be a turntable hopefully there. We can get the buildings out and plan the space we've got and how to do the track work. Originally we was going to have that point there coming round into the engine shed area, but the curve is going to be a bit tight, so what we're going to do, we're just going to put a piece of track there to probably where that hole is in the board, and then stop, and then ripped some of the rail out the track to make out it was an active piece of track work, and now it's decommissioned. There'll be a work gang work on it, ripping a track work up, so you've got a nice scene set there. Also around here, hopefully we can get the engine shed in here and position things, see what space we've got. We've extended the width of the board. You can see we've put an extra foot here, so it gives a bit more space. There we can see the bay platforms, so you can do a run round. We've got a short diamond crossing point there, so it means the loco can detached, run round and come back and back on the coach and stock. And where that brake coach is, full brake coach Thompson, that is a bay platform what will come from the branch line, what goes up there to Tiffy Valley. So that's all the track work done here. So this we'll be powering up, putting drop wires on for the bus cable. Now what we're going to do, we're going to look at the track work. I'll put down the flexi track and the back seam. I've weathered the plaster bandage. I've done that with aerosol. I usually do it with emulsion paint, but I just had a few cans of that Rail Match grimy sleepers, so I just gave it a light dust on the cutting there. You can see I've got the back seam mounted. I did have a bit of struggle with that, ruckles coming up, so it's a shame it hasn't come how I wanted to, but as my granddad would say, a blind man would be pleased to see it. And it does give that depth, because as you can see, what I've done, I used that is an N gauge Master back seam I use, so it gives that depth of perspective, so it looks like it's in the distance. And so I just got to continue, just need another pack just to do on that bended plywood sheet there, so you can got a nice running countryside for the branch line. You can see all the track is weathered on the flexi track, what I put down. The dropper wires have been done, as you can see there and here, because I had to do them before I weathered the track. So that's all ready, and the drop wires are down. So now I've got to do is connect under the baseboard. So that's been progress made on there. So the next thing is the tools you need for doing the bus wire and the dropper cables. Okay, so I've got my tools in front of me for what I need to do the dropper wire and bus cable. So first of all, this is my dropper wire. It is 24 0.2. Now sometimes people use this as the actual bus cable, but for me I use this for dropper. It's a bit more thicker, a bit more stronger. You ain't got to worry about breaks later on or deterioration, so a bit of an overkill, but that's my personal preference. So that's my dropper. So I've got a negative and your positive, exactly the same again, 24 0.2. Here is the bus cable, and this is 32 0.2. So there's your positive and there's your negative. So I've got that off for real and eBay, 30 meters of each. So that's the bus cable. Now what you need for that, I've got my side wire cutters. I've got wire cutters again plus strippers, so you put the wire in there and you can strip it back, so you can tin the wire when you solder it onto the track. Obviously you need your soldering iron, so I've got my cheap little soldering iron here. I have got a Draper. I've got 2 or 3 soldering stations up here, so for this one I'd like to use because it's nice and small and compact and it's quite reliable. Obviously you need your solder. I've got tin and lead mix, and then obviously some flux, and the reason you need flux is to clean to where you're going to solder. Now I mentioned obviously if you're a soldering iron or you're not keen on soldering, but you can power your track without doing any soldering, because you can get them fish plates with dropper wires already attached. So Pico, other manufacturers do them, so you can attach the track to the dropper wires. So all you need then basically is one of these, a cordless drill with a 3mm wood drill bit on the end to drill your holes either side of the track to feed your wires through. And then you think, well, how do I connect the dropper wires to the bus cable? Well, this is what I do, and I took it from a couple of videos on YouTube, one from New Junction, and that is these. I call them Scotch clips. I don't know what it says in the pack here. So yeah, Scotch locks connectors. So you can see you can put 2 wires in there. You've got a metal blade, you can see there. So that's where you need these pliers, because what you do, you push down on that metal blade, it splices the wire, gives a good contact, and then what you do, and once that's firmly pushed down with the pliers, you just pull that over and snap it shut, and you've got a connection there without the need of soldering. So that's what I'll be using. Once again, you can get these off eBay or any auto electrical shop or Halfords, anything like that. And that's probably the easiest way to connect your bus cable. You can get other expensive ways of doing it, but if you're on a shoestring budget or you're not very electrically minded, then I suppose that is the easy option to go. So what we'll do now, we'll make a start on connecting the dropper wires to the bus wire. Okay, so we've tested all this now. So the power feeds are good. The running over the points and the crossover was smooth both ways. We took it both ways, as you can see in the video. So that's good. So we've wired up the new pieces of track on the up and down line on the main circuit. So that's good. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and give it a like, and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. As always, I appreciate your comments, so please feel free to leave a comment. And as always, I say, stay safe, keep well, and keep modelling. Catch you again soon.